Do you know the difference between seals and sea lions? Newport, Oregon happens to have both, so you can spot the difference in real life. At Yaquina Head Lighthouse, you'll see harbor seals nap and raise pups, which, by the way, peak pup season is coming up in May. Or you can witness the loud and chaotic frat party made up of dozens and dozens of rowdy California sea lions on floats along the bayfront. And if you're just like, I don't care about seals, but you love seafood, Newport is the Dungeness crab capital of the world. Not to mention, it's just a lovely drive down along the coast. Plan your trip now before the crowds hit at discovernewport.com/citycast. That's discovernewport.com/citycast. Pivot Property Management is a small local commercial property company in downtown Portland that's deeply invested in the future of downtown Portland. They're focused on building community and long-term relationships with their tenants. They're hands-on, responsive, and actually have their main office downtown. So if you're a business owner, nonprofit, or entrepreneur looking for a space downtown, or a building owner who wants local community-minded management, check out Pivot at pivotportland.com. That's pivotportland.com. Let's make downtown what we want it to be. As Portlanders, we can't help but be nostalgic for the past, whether reminiscing on the punk rock days of old Portland or pre-Portlandia housing prices. There's something about our city that can't quite let things go. And when it comes to our restaurant scene, it can be especially hard to accept how often we have to say goodbye to our most beloved spots. So today on CityCast Portland, Portland Monthly's associate editor of food and drink and lifelong Portlander, Alex Frane, is joining me and producer Giulia Fiaoni to remember some of our city's most missed restaurants, along with picks from you, our listeners. It's Monday, February 23rd. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. All right, guys, so today we have gathered in this virtual studio to remember some of our favorite bars and restaurants that are no longer with us. And our producer, Giulia Fiaoni, has put together a game of sorts to honor these beloved spaces. Julie, do you want to explain how you're going to make this fun?
This is a fun funeral.
Okay.
So
it's putting the fun in funeral.
A funeral.
So I've asked both Alex and Claudia to put together minute-long eulogies for 3 beloved Portland bars and restaurants that they miss dearly. And basically, we're going to take turns. I'm going to ask each of you to read your eulogies, and then we'll give the other an opportunity to guess which iconic spot the eulogy is for. And since it would be unfair for me to guess because I know both of your picks, I won't be guessing, but I will be sharing some picks from listeners from a recent Instagram post that we put out that you can both guess on.
Oh, cool.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
I'm going to navigate to Instagram really quickly to cheat.
No, you
cannot
cannot. That's a
look.
cheater. Cheater already. Disgrace.
So I will be timing you unofficially. I won't interrupt your eulogy, but I will be keeping track who's keeping these under a minute.
I don't remember seeing a limit to my eulogies.
Oh, my
I don't
God.
believe that was in. I'll have to check the email, but
I'm pretty sure it was in the email. It's so funny because I was like, does Alex know he only has a minute?
I know now. It should be fine. It should be fine.
Okay,
I wrote some
Now you
stuff.
got
They're
this.
short.
You got this.
All right, who's going to start? Do you want me to start just to like show you?
Yeah,
Sure.
Claudia, show us how it's done.
Okay, this is actually I shouldn't have said that because I for sure know that my first one's a little long.
Even better.
I'll let you know how long it is.
because of the subject matter, you guys. This one, as I was writing this, I might have teared up. Okay.
Aw.
Today, we gather in memory, in gratitude, and with a touch of wistfulness to remember a place that for 43 years welcomed generations of customers like family. And it wasn't just a restaurant, it was a morning ritual for early risers, a refuge for the hungover, and a regular meeting place for families and longtime friends. Strangers often became regulars over steaming plates of scrambled eggs, gigantic cinnamon rolls, Greek lemon chicken, and other diner classics. Many remember the buzz of the lounge, the clink of the coffee cups, the warmth of the indoor fire pits, the randomness of the video poker machines, and the delight of simple but good food made with heart and soul. This beloved establishment was an enduring symbol of comfort, community, and unpretentious joy. Rest well, you are deeply missed and are a cherished chapter in Portland's history. I curse and shake my fist every time I drive by the apartments now standing in your stead.
Claudia, that was exactly a minute. And that was beautiful. Way to
was
kick
lovely.
off the show.
I'm worried that mine are not formal enough as a eulogy. I was trying to decide on how to write this, and I kind of just wrote it more as like a description in a way. But I'll try to impart some of my.
We can't judge each other's mourning process here,
No,
folks.
Thank you.
Whatever it is, whatever
Exactly.
came to your heart reflecting on these places is a good enough eulogy.
Speaking of mourning process, this is going to be something that you tell me what it is, and I'm going to lose my mind because I'm going to be like, oh, obviously
I thought
that's
this
what
was
it was.
so obvious. I really did. I was like, oh, halfway through he's going to yell.
I can like picture this. It was very evocative. It was very clear what you were describing. Obviously this was some sort of diner. My original thought was the place that was kind of on the dividing line between the Pearl District and downtown. That was a really queer-centric 24-hour diner.
I know which one you're talking about. It's not this one. Julia, am I able to?
I think you should reveal it.
It's the Overlook Restaurant.
I'm sorry, I never
right
did
on
make it there.
Skidmore. It's a North Portland institution. It was owned and operated by Jim and Jane Sasselos. It opened in 1974,
Wow.
and Greek immigrant brought that style of diner to Portland, and it was embraced because it was, I mean, they were serving diner food, but I feel like those who come from different cities with a larger Greek population understands what a Greek diner is. It's a very specific...
Any city beside Portland, basically.
Yeah. So it had these Mediterranean specials. He would walk by the tables and just be like, how's everyone's food? And make sure that you were okay. Like, they were so sweet. And they had like waitresses there that had been working since they were in their 20s, you know?
When did
was
it
just
close?
2018. And basically they closed it because he's like, I'm 80 years old. I
Fair.
need
Absolutely fair.
to not wake up at 5.
Well, that place sounded truly
It
magical.
was amazing.
I'm sorry to have missed it.
Should we have Alex do his?
Are you ready, Alex?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I need to start with like a dearly beloved? We
No,
are gathered
just-
here.
You do that. I want to hear Prince right after.
I was gonna say I'm not a great Prince impressionist. An eclectic, quirky, jewel-toned dining room full of collected art and knickknacks, mismatched glass and plateware. The only thing bolder, wilder, and more chaotic were the dishes served here. Like nothing else in Portland, elaborate mixes of marinated meat served over noodles or vegetables or rice. Always unexpected additions like blueberries or kiwi. Tossed with multiple sausage and finished with a garden's bed worth of fresh herbs. It pulled from cultures across the globe. Thai, Jewish, Italian, Pacific Northwestern, often combining inspirations in a single bowl. The food here challenged definitions except one, maximalist. Just about every description of the restaurant from media included that term. But in its maximalism, its abundance of ingredients and cultural melange, there was a clear expertise and an even clearer passion. It built a following as a food cart, then a full-on cult when it opened as a restaurant in this stunning renovated house. But that was in late January of 2020. It was open for less than 2 months when everything in town shut down. And while it quickly pivoted to takeout, sustaining me and many others for the months to come, it was never able to fully recover from the pandemic.
That was just over a minute.
I cannot. Not one place is coming to my head. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Alex, tell us what it is.
This is Malka.
Oh, I've heard a Mocha. I never got to go.
So Malka started off as Carte Blanche, which was actually a food cart just down the street from me. And then there was a lot of hype leading up to its opening in 2020. It seriously had one of the most beautiful dining rooms I've ever seen. And I just cannot describe its cuisine adequately because, again, it was just like these big bowls of like what felt like random stuff, but it wasn't. It was extremely measured. It was extremely thoughtful. But it was chaotic and maximalist, and it had absolutely no interest in pinning down a single inspiration. It was just like whatever they thought would go well together. So you had these weird dishes that were kind of like a fancy version of a hot dogs and mac and cheese, but with like a ton of extra herbs and spices and sauces. Or you had like these elaborate salads with all these fruits and puffed rice and multiple dressings. It was just
Sounds
wild.
crazy. Yeah.
That sounds so cool.
It was really cool. And I think like to this day, it's probably still one of my favorite restaurants the city's ever seen.
I'm sorry, Alex.
Can I jump in with a listener pick for
Yeah,
this next
go
one?
ahead.
Okay, these are listener picks from an Instagram post we put out. And of course, they didn't explain why they missed these places, our listeners. So I went online, I did some digging to see if there were any reviews in memoriam. And I did find that Yelp actually keeps up all of their reviews even after places closed.
Aw.
So I picked a couple. I'm going to read one, and if y'all can't guess what it is, I'll read the other one. So this first one is from Alex K back in 2010. And they say, I ate here once and my heart seized. My ghost is now writing the review. The people are cool and the sandwiches, of course, are very epic. Epic enough to stop your heart dead. I recommend eating here once a year if you want to live past 35. They put fries on the sandwich. Fries on this sandwich, in all caps. Finally, I do not have to do this myself. All caps, I love you.
Is it big ass sandwiches?
Boom, you got it.
That's right. Of course.
Yeah.
When I heard fries, and I
Yeah.
remember when they closed, people were so sad.
Yeah. So this was from, I want to shout out at Creepy Spice on Instagram. This was a spot that was open for 7 years.
Sorry, I just love that she's,
Come on, Creepy Spice.
she was goth. Like, she was goth. Okay, sorry, go on.
I know, I love that name. So this spot was open for 7 years, first as a food cart on North Mississippi, and then as a brick and mortar on Northeast Gleason. It was opened in 2009 and closed in May of 2016. So this was also a spot I never got to go to, but I have heard a ton about it from my partner, who was a very big fan. So that's big ass sandwiches.
I believe I covered that once or twice, but I started writing about Portland bars and restaurants about 2016. So
Did either of you ever go?
I believe I never went. I don't know why I phrased it that way.
I never went. I always heard about it, but I'm not a big sandwich person, which I
You're
know
not a
is
big ass sandwich person.
You have to be a big ass.
No, it's true. It's the bread. I can't like bread down just because it.
I have friends like that.
It hurts me.
And also, in my defense, with big ass sandwiches, I was also out of the city from about. I got back to Portland after college in about 2012.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break here, and when we come back, we're honoring more of our favorite restaurants and bars. Portland, bundle up, we're going agate hunting. And Newport is home to some of the best agate hunting on the Oregon coast. They even have a super rare and sought after variety named after them, the Newport Blue. And if you're like me and mistake every shiny rock or piece of glass for agate, don't worry, there's usually 1 to 10 unofficial experts on the aptly named Agate Beach ready to tell you what to look out for. Afterwards, you can warm up with a hot meal at local Ocean Seafoods or a South Beach Fish Market or Clearwater restaurant, all while overlooking sea lions. There is truly something for everyone in Newport. Plan your trip today at discovernewport.com/citycast. That's discovernewport.com/citycast. All right, guys. I'm going to start it off again, and I think this is going to be a minute. Here we go. For more than a quarter century, this loved and influential eatery marked special occasions like birthdays, anniversaries, or job promotions that allowed many an elder millennial to finally afford meals at restaurants like this post 6 p.m. They were a cornerstone of Pacific Northwest cuisine, blending French technique and Oregon's bountiful ingredients, pioneering the local farm-to-table movement, and helping ground our city's fine dining scene. In their charming Victorian home, they earned national acclaim, including a James Beard Award, all while making guests feel welcomed and at home, whether they were joining for full service in their cozy dining room or simply stopping in for a happy hour burger in their crowded bar. Though its doors closed during the tail end of the pandemic and the owners have retired, its elegant yet unpretentious cuisine left an indelible mark on the culinary landscape of Portland, influencing generations of chefs and diners alike. We thank you for making it perfectly normal to ask who caught the salmon and who raised the chicken.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just about a minute there. Alex, do you have a guess?
No, I
You
know
have
what
to
it
know
is.
this one.
I miss all of Vitaly Paley's restaurants, but Paley's Place
Nice.
was the king.
Chef Vitaly and Kimberly Paley opened it up in 1995. Whenever you go and have an unpretentious fine dining experience in Portland, which is what we're known for, really, you can thank them. Like, they really did help just like kind of set the tone of like,
I don't know if helped is even the right term. I think they defined it largely.
for sure. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And you're not wrong when you said that people came through. I mean, so many chefs. One of our most recent issues of Portland Monthly was the celebrated the 25 most influential restaurants of the past 25 years. And there was this really cool kind of like map of where people started and where they ended up. And so many chefs started or came through Vitaly Paley's Place. And Kimberly, of course, his wife as well.
Yeah. And that era is like the elder millennial. Like, we would go there for happy hour, and then one day we made enough that we actually got to go to dinner service. Not too often, but like,
That's
you
so
know,
awesome.
and it's so funny because to me, I'm just like, when I think about Paley's Place, I remember like, oh, it was the first fancy restaurant that I was able to get into because of that burger. And they did that on purpose. They did it so, because they're like, we know fine dining isn't a thing for everyone, but you can come get a $10 burger.
Yep, exactly. Absolutely.
That's so sweet. I love hearing the backstory of these types of places in Portland because the unpretentious fine dining restaurant is the thing I get most excited to show folks when they're coming from out of town. Because it's like, hey, look, we can do this too, and you're not going to kill yourself.
You
over
have to be
the
a
prices.
dick about it.
Yeah, exactly. You can
LA.
dress in a casual outfit. It's fine.
New York. Oh, do you want to do yours, Alex?
Let's do it.
All right.
It's dining room, austere, even cold. Concrete floors and pillars, metal chairs and stools, black and white photographs on the walls. But all of that just served as a neutral backdrop for these food and drinks. The bar was cleanly split between its three interests and the owners behind them. Italian-esque small plates like bruschetta and panini, these bold, vivid cocktails, and an exceptional sommelier-helmed list of bottles and glass pours. But first and foremost, it was an industry bar, closing at 2:30 a.m., selling its wine for retail to go, even introducing at one point an all-day happy hour since most industry folks don't keep a 9-to-5 job. And regularly, the chef and one of the co-owners would serve Sunday suppers, a free meal where anyone could stop in, grab a $7 glass of wine or a $5 top-shelf spirit and enjoy a complimentary dinner. The room may have been cold, but the service and its spirit was anything but. All those great things about it made it uniquely vulnerable to the pandemic, and it closed early in 2020.
Oh, I think I know what was this bar downtown?
Yes, it was.
Ooh.
And the name is escaping me, but it was like a really popular bar for people who worked in the industry and like would go afterward. Did you say all this in your freaking eulogy?
You're like, I can see it.
Let me ask you this. What do you call a drink that you get after your...
Shift.
a shift drink, maybe?
Shift drink? Yeah. Is a shift...
Shift drinks.
Yeah, shift drinks. There we go.
That's a hard name to remember because it feels like
I almost called it
obvious.
The Office. I'm not joking. I was like, was it The Office or something like that? Because it felt like that. Because I worked downtown at the time and we would always go there after work too.
Oh yeah, Shift Drinks was great. I mean, I really, really loved that bar. And like I said, it was 3 owners and they kind of split the duties between cocktails, wine, and food. Sort of a cavernous, echoey space, but I still would drop down there anytime I was even like passing through downtown or it just became like a complete regular spot.
Yeah.
Exceptional wine list too.
Which is hard. It's, I got to tell you, is usually you have to go to a wine bar for an exceptional wine list. So that is an anomaly.
Yeah. And this was arguably a wine bar, but kind of like secretively a wine bar.
Well, I have another one from a listener, and this is another Yelp comment from Jim W. in 2020.
Oh, how's Jim doing?
Well, they said, I have twice braved the long line for food here, and neither time disappointed. The soup dumplings are to die for, and I hate when anybody uses that phrase to describe something, but for some reason, that made sense. The sautéed beans are so good too, and so is the shrimp and noodles dish. The second time I went, I made a mistake and ordered steamed buns instead of the soup dumplings.
XLB?
XLB.
You got it.
I figured it out a minute ago, and I was like, I'm going to let Giulia keep talking a little bit.
How
okay.
considerate.
I couldn't tell if Claudia had figured it out or
Julia
not.
said we could interrupt. Julia, did you not say?
I did say it, so I'll finish the comment.
Yeah.
They said they're hesitant to give it 5 stars only because they didn't want others to get in line and make the wait even longer. But even then, it was still worth it. So this is XLB. Shout out at Jeannie Johnson 7965 on Instagram. It was a casual Chinese soup dumpling spot on North Williams. They opened in 2017 and closed in April of last year.
They closed in April?
I got to go here once and I really enjoyed it. It was for dumpling week, actually.
I can't believe it was already been. I thought it was like last fall or something that it closed. I mean, I covered its closure a little bit. That's now home to Sunrise.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel like XLB kind of got hurt a little by how much people love soup dumplings because so many other places opened. Because I feel like when they opened, it was like one of the only places that you could go to.
You had that, and you had like Duck House, and
that was it.
Yeah, but now you have like those big
Everybody's
Seattle
doing
chains
it.
and like Chinese chains that came in, like Din Tai Fung, and there's like Dough Zone or whatever it is.
Yeah, Dough Zone came from Seattle. It's just like so many places. I mean, I don't know anything about running restaurants, owning restaurants. That's just like my total like armchair
commentary on that.
Yeah.
Your take.
Very uneducated take on it.
I can't speak to that either, but I can speak to the fact that we are just going to be giving more of these eulogies as we go forward because
Alex.
landlords, rent, and product costs are pretty brutal right now.
Yeah.
For just about everybody.
Tariffs. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. No econom could have predicted this.
No one could have predicted this,
No
you
one.
guys.
God.
Nobody said anything that this was a terrible. Like, anyhow, before this funeral just becomes like a rage fest, let's do our last eulogy. I will kick things off. I'm pretty sure you're gonna know this after the first sentence, Alex. Here we
XLB.
go. That was it,
Nice.
Alex. Good job. Okay. Though only open for 3 years, this place leaves behind memories of long, laughter-filled dinners, warm summer evenings where friends gathered over wine and fresh pasta, and the unmistakable feeling of being welcomed into a home rather than a restaurant. Known for their hand-rolled pastas and day-long simmering sauces, this was more than just a place to eat. It was a testament to passion, craft, and community in Portland's culinary scene. Beginning as a pop-up and blossoming into a beloved neighborhood outpost, it's often sold out, limited nightly service of carefully crafted rustic Italian fare drew diners near and far by celebrating simple ingredients elevated through care and tradition. Their commitment to authentic cooking, focused hospitality, and heartfelt connection lives on in the stories of those who savored every last plate and treasured every moment spent there. Though short and tenured, they burned brighter than most. Amen.
Oh, nice.
Lovely. Thank you. Was that Gabagool?
No. God dang, you're bad at this, Alex. Oh my God. When I said that, Alex's face, it looked like he was like, how dare you slap
No,
me?
I was just shocked that I was wrong.
No. It's Pastificio Loro.
Okay. Where was that?
Where was Pastificio?
Yeah.
It was, do you know where the Garrison is?
Okay, that was the one. Okay, so that's the couple
In that
that's...
open courtyard. It would bring, we need one of these restaurants.
It
We
was
don't
at the
have
place
one
that
right now.
it was Gracie's Monday and Tuesday nights was that. And now they have a southern, like a New Orleans style restaurant concept.
Yes. So Pastificio Loro opened in 2022 by Chase Dobson and Maggie Irwin. Like Alex was saying, they took over Gracie's space Mondays through like Wednesday or something. Then Gracie ended up getting their own larger space just a few blocks down. So then they took over that whole area. And it really, Julie, I know you ate there often. It was just the vibes of that place. Like Maggie made you feel like you were at her house. Like she
It was
just
so special.
And it's so funny because like you did have to order, you know, like before, which I usually hate at restaurants that try to charge me more than like $10 for anything when you like order stuff and then
At
you have
the
to
counter,
sit back
yeah.
at the counter. But like it just worked.
There's also
worked.
no other way they could have done that. I mean, they didn't really have they didn't have a dining room. It was just like a
No.
walk-in.
Yeah, and they had such a small
space.
staff.
I know.
Yeah.
No, they did such a good job. And the summers there, like I'm a little wistful and sad.
Yeah, that little plaza
Yeah.
seating
I
area with the
know.
garrison and like that Japanese restaurant next to it.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Mikasa, yeah.
Mikasa.
Yeah.
And it brought so many people, I think, for the first time, like from Beaverton, from like Hillsboro. Like this place was bringing, like the Portland Metro would come to St. John's just to eat their pasta like once a month, you know?
I can one up that too. I have a friend from LA that would specifically fly in with the agenda of going there as many times as he could on his trip
Damn.
because he loved it so
That is
much.
amazing.
Yeah. And it really felt like one of those places where like you could come from as far away and still feel just as at home as if you were a neighbor down the street. And I think that's what made it really, really special. I do miss those long pasta dinners on that patio.
Yeah. And this is to their commitment to the neighborhood. You know, they would make like 70 pastas. That was it. And like people would
Right.
get really upset because like they drove from Beaverton. They waited in line.
It was like literally 2 people. Like maybe they had some people
Yeah.
working for them once in a while, like a bit. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the same with Gracie's, right? He was making all those pizzas by hand every day to order pretty much.
Yeah. So they didn't do reservations. It was like first come, first serve. And so they allowed the neighborhood, like me or anyone in the neighborhood, to DM them and go, hey, can I come in tonight? And they would prioritize
That's
St.
awesome.
John's,
Love
which was
that.
so freaking sweet. But yeah, you should check out their new project is Mushere
Which they are now over
Cafe Ollie.
at Cafe Ollie. That's right. Thank you.
Oh,
yes.
nice.
Because they were at Dame for a while, and then that closed like right after they opened at
That
Dame. Pretty much.
imploded. Yeah. So they're at Cafe Ollie every Sunday through Tuesday from 5:30 to 9 p.m. I'm sure they're giving the exact same service.
sure.
Just a different.
Very different too. I mean, like,
I'm excited. I haven't tried it yet. Like I've only tried their dessert.
no, I haven't either. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, we should go. We should go.
We should go.
Yeah.
Also, I'm realizing right now that we're picking stuff very much from our own neighborhood.
well, I mean,
Other than the ones we both gotten right. We both got the downtown and like the Northwest ones right, but I missed the ones in St. John's, so we'll see if you get this next one or not. You should
Yeah.
get this next one, I bet.
okay, let's try it.
Is that my turn? It's my turn, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Opulent, sexy, moody, fun, Frenchish food in Portland fashion. Beautiful azure wallpaper depicting mussels, or were they hearts? An amazing early and late night happy hour saw daiquiris and sazeracs and these aromatic bowls of mussels and shoestring fries. Dinner meant bone marrow, chicken pate, and of course, mussels. 6 different styles, in fact, from French classique to Thai green curry. Some of Portland's top bartenders came through here, making incredible concoctions. Belgian beers flowed from taps and bottles, while cool French and Oregon wines made up the glass pours. A date night gold standard, one of the best happy hours in town, and just a perfect jewel box of a cocktail lounge.
Nice. Under a minute.
Oh my god.
I give you 3 clues in there.
Was this the one in Southeast Portland?
Like I said, we're sticking to our neighborhood, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's in Southeast Portland.
Did Jacqueline take over the space?
Yes, it did.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about, and the name is escaping me. It's
Well,
not Moulin Rouge.
I said its name 3
mussels.
times.
It's like mussels.
La
It's
Moule.
La Moule. There we
Ah,
go. It's
so
in French. La Moule.
close.
I was like Moulin Rouge. That's where my brain. I was like, it was something in French with an M.
You got the mole.
I know.
Yeah,
it
the
was
mole
like-
just means the muscle in French, which obviously this was a very muscle-focused bar.
I mean, I got it right. Like I knew the
got
place.
it. I think you got that one. You knew where
Jacqueline's
it
took
was. You knew,
over.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You didn't remember the exact
Yeah,
name.
you got
I ate there
it.
once. It was lovely.
That's a point, I would imagine. I think that puts you in the lead.
Oh, I didn't even know we were.
Oh, I haven't been keeping
We have
points.
not been keeping points.
Well, it depends on whether you count XLB, because I was thinking it the whole time. I just didn't
Oh
want
my
to
god,
jump
you're
in on top
still
of it.
on
Okay,
that.
everyone wins at the
Wow.
fun funeral, okay? Everyone's a winner.
Everyone wins at the fun
We're all
funeral.
processing our grief. That's a win on its own.
Oh.
Everyone wins at the fun funeral is going to be the next album I release.
Julia, I want to hear the listener pick. What is it?
Okay, this is our last one. So this is, again, another
And
Yelp
we can just
review.
interrupt, right? We could just like I'm doing
you
now.
can just interrupt.
Okay.
This is a long one, too, so there'll be plenty
All
of
right.
time to interrupt. This is
Pock
from...
Pock.
This is...
Is it Pock Pock? Pock Pock. Oh my god,
That
are
would
we
be-
right?
That would be simply too easy.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
this
no,
is
okay.
from Allie E. from all the way back in 2009.
Okay.
And this is what they said. This is one of my favorite restaurants in all of the world. I have fond memories from childhood of romping around in their playroom and then eating delicious Hungarian mushroom soup when I finally...
Old Wives' Tale?
You got it.
Yes.
Wow. So I'll keep reading this.
Okay.
They loved eating the Hungarian mushroom soup when they finally decided to join their parents at the table. Now that I'm an adult, I no longer dive into the colorful toys and cushions of the playroom, but instead enjoy the delicious and varied food in a more cultured manner. And to think that my parents were feeding us healthy vegetarian food the whole time without us ever being the wiser. My gluten-free friends want to cry with joy at the number of options they have, and even I eat anything types won't feel like they're missing anything. A landmark I hope stays around forever. So you're right, Alex. This is Old Wives' Tale. A shout out to at Datura_fly and at DK Momus on Instagram for shouting out this spot in our comments. This was closed in 2014 after 34 years in business.
Yeah.
And I read a little bit about it on Willamette Week because I never got to go to this spot. But it was a multi-ethnic restaurant that was a gathering place for feminists, gay rights, and environmental activists, and was an early refuge for those with vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free diets. And it also had an extensive children's menu. So it felt like truly there was something for everyone there.
And this like wooden structure play area you could go up into that was painted. I don't remember the exact details of it. I used to go there all the time growing up with my mom. She would bring me there a lot as a kid, and they had a salad bar, and it was absolutely one of the earliest like vegetarian, gluten-free, vegan, kind of crunchy, hippie restaurants. I'm not sure I knew about that kind of cultural relevancy of it though, which is really cool. But it's funny because I'm working on a story right now about the best kid-friendly restaurants in town, and Old Wives' Tale is like, I don't think it's ever been surpassed as a kid-friendly restaurant.
Yeah. I'm so jealous of Portlanders who have these memories of going to these restaurants that were like opened up by organizers of the Portland Gay Liberation Front. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like the fact that you're like, I didn't even know
I had
that.
no idea about that. It's very cool.
And you're just like, yeah, the owner, like when you were saying that, Julia, was like, yeah, no, like the first Oregon Pride Parade, like in the whole state, was probably planned in that restaurant.
Yeah, I couldn't resist including this one.
No, that's a great one to
in the bunch of picks. Yeah.
Include. It's sort of surprising. I feel like I bring it up to my colleagues sometimes, and none of them really know much about it.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it either, but it showed up a few times in the comments, and I looked into it, and I was like, "This is Portland." Another writer actually said it's Portland Cracker Barrel, but that's a compliment because of all the variety of options. And I was like, okay, I can totally see this now.
I don't know what's there now. I think it might be some mixed use apartment or something. Was it? It was because it was right like at that intersection of Sandy and Burnside on the east side, where it creates that kind of network of intersections. It was right around there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right in that hub.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this was fun. I'm feeling a little sad, I gotta be honest, but it's only because you know, when a place like this closed, like it's not just the food, it's literally the feeling and the space that they created, because it's the hospitality. Like anyone can give you food. It's how they give you the food and how you feel when you leave that space. And so just a reminder again that February, January, basically we're in the roughest part of restaurant season. I mean, Alex, you would know more about this than I.
You're entirely right. January through March. There's a reason why Portland Dining Month is in March. At least February has Valentine's Day to kind of recoup some of those losses, but it's really hard. And today I almost was tempted to swap out one of mine for a much more recent closure, which would have been Expatriate.
Hold up. Oh my God. You're literally breaking news to me right now. Expatriate close. I didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Claudia showed me this spot, so that's why I'm like, I can't believe it.
Expatriate. I love the present tense expatriate. No, what happened?
There's essentially official confirmation of it now, but this was a very quiet closure. This was something that was originally broken on Reddit. Somebody actually went to the bar and saw that there was a handwritten sign in the door that was sort of vaguely hinting at it closing, or like maybe not too vague, but it was not entirely clear.
I saw that too.
There hasn't been much in the way of media confirmation of it.
I thought it was always so busy, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think it had to do with that. I don't necessarily know, though. There's a lot of complication with that, obviously, and a lot of heartbreak around that in general. But that is a pretty remarkable loss to the city's bar scene, food scene, and just kind of what that space meant to so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that one
Yeah.
of like Naomi Pomeroy's?
So that would have been technically the last place that she opened herself,
Mm-hmm.
because she was not involved really in the opening of L'Echelle, since she passed away before they started their pop-ups and before the actual opening. So Expatriate was the last place that she really worked on herself with her husband Kyle, who was the bar manager and owner. It was really his bar, her food. But yeah, that closed last week.
Yeah, almost 2 years ago. James Beard, award-winning Portland chef, and kind of pioneer Naomi
Absolutely.
Pomeroy, accidentally drowned. Just doing what we always do in the summer, which is going tubing, and it completely destroyed the food scene emotionally because she just had so much to do. Like she was like a Paley's place, like when you think of these
Yes.
institutions, when you're just like, no, she trained so many chefs.
Yes.
Like when we say like, okay, Paley's place is like, now you know what your chicken's name is. Naomi is like, why would you do that? Why would you take that long to do that thing? And she's like, because we're fucking Portland, baby, and it's gonna take 5 days for you to eat this, and it's still gonna be affordable.
I'm not certain Portland's ever had a chef more iconic than Naomi Pomeroy. I think that's one of the main reasons why Expatriates lost. Other than the fact that it was also just an exceptional bar with amazing, immaculate vibes that are unmatched. But I really do think that one of the reasons that there's this great upswell of sadness for its closure is very much to do with our loss of her. And
Like a little less Naomi now, and I don't
Yeah.
like that at all. And
Mhm.
Julie, you know how much I love that place. Like
Oh,
every time I'm
yeah.
in that area, I gotta go. Even when I was like
that place is
ta-
amazing.
taking out of town family to Gabbiano's, because that's what you do, I would still stop at Expatriate because I'm like, no, but let's have a good drink here. Not to say that Gabbiano's doesn't have good cocktails. I'm just saying, like,
they're not going to touch Expatriate. I mean, that's just not
exactly. But they're not
It's
gonna.
it's a Italian restaurant.
Expatriate. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, well, gosh, we made it. Somehow we made it sadder. Okay,
know.
So we're going to end on a real downer. Well, we are talking about places that are closed.
bring in the funeral. Where was the
I
fun,
know.
Julia?
I really tried my best.
It was fun guessing.
XLB.
I actually liked that quite a bit. Yeah, I think that was a really fun format. I'm really glad we did it this
You
way.
did a good job, Julia. I
Aw,
appreciated this. Thank you.
You guys did great. Thanks for playing along.
Yeah, and those listening, that roundabout derail that was just support the places you love.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
support them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get times are hard. I get it, but like if we could all find ways, just once a week, figuring it out, because once they're gone, it really does feel like a friend left.
So true.
Well, Alex, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for writing your eulogies.
Yes.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. What restaurants do you miss? Hit us up, portland@citycast.fm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you with Slims.